little sense to do both unless you're looking for a second opinion on everything that happens to you. But you're entitled to do it that way if you want to.
So. Or if, say, you're being treated for a service-connected disability, which is never going to cost you anything through the VA, and maybe there's a procedure that one side of the house offers that the other doesn't. I mean, there could be.
That's right. There may be it may work out financially better for you to be using both entitlements for health care, because some of the things in the VA are free, particularly, as you said, for service-connected disability, whereas in TRICARE you could be paying a 20% copay, depending on which one you're in.
So to kind of recap this before we get into some of the specific benefits, 77,000 approximately are eligible to apply with this DD Form 294. They've received some 2,700 applications, and of those 2,700, they've worked, and they do a de novo review. What do you say, 16 hours they spend on each case?
At least 16 hours per case. Now, that's a lot of time if you're in the business like Garrett and I are to look at one particular claim.
No kidding. Of those 1,050, they have granted 525.
Yeah, 51%. And then the acceptance rate by the military of their recommendations is 97%. And only a minute number of people out there who are potentially eligible to apply out of, 77,000, and the only 2,700 of you have applied. Listen up. If you're a father or a mother or a son or a brother or a sister or just a friend, and you know somebody in this situation, encourage them to apply. They have nothing to lose, as Mike said when he's on the show. Nothing. You'll never be result in a lower rating than what the Department of Defense has already given you. You'll either come out even or better.
It's an amazing program, and one thing I want to touch on briefly is, and we've got to get Michael LeGrande back on so we can discuss, kind of develop this a little further. That is this delimiting date, this December 31st, 2009. From that point forward, we're apparently led to believe, or the insinuation is that from there forward, everything's going to be done proper and correct, and grant them no more lowballing.
Well, that's it. I know better than that. The reason they have a 51% approval rate and a 97% acceptance rate of that is because the system's broke. The military is short-shifting our people, and I don't know why. I don't think the military hates our people. I don't know if it's in the cause of expediency or whatever it is. Congress detailed this board to find out if there's a problem. By golly, they found a problem. By golly, the board needs to stay. There's a quality control measure. Because apparently the military services, for whatever reason, are not capable of doing the right thing for our troops when they're being medically discharged.
Another layer of bureaucracy, but at least this one, the PDBR, at least this level of bureaucracy is in favor of our troops and doing some really phenomenal work, folks. You've got to spread the word.
Exactly.
This is like that stop-loss program. You mentioned that earlier in the program.
Yeah, the people who's had to stay on active duty involuntarily, and they were going to pay them $500 a month for every month they were involuntarily extended, and a minute number of people applied for free gratis money.
They can still
apply. So, folks, again, you're going to get your blue card. You're going to get eligibility to TRICARE. Space available travel on military transports.
Use of the commissary, the base exchange, all the morale, welfare, recreation facilities, the bowling alleys, the theater, the boat rentals, all the recreation rental activities out there.
And all this stuff is going to be applicable to the dependents also.
Yeah, and it's a phenomenal difference in the world between, okay, you're severed from military connection for the rest of your life with some chunk of money, to you've got this connection for the rest of your life, and that still doesn't wipe out your ability to file on top of that to the VA. And whatever you're awarded by the VA, of course, is not going to stay at a fixed percent like that will for the rest of your life. If you started off with 30%, let's say, and were medically retired, and you file to the VA and they give you 30, and then 5 years from now it gets worse, and you file and they give you 60, well, you're up to 60 now.
Right. It doesn't jeopardize your standing right now, so apply. If you have any question, you go to avetproject.org, click on the Facebook. All the details will be there. You can listen to this program again on 1300WMEL.com. Look under archives. Of course, we encourage you to get a hold of your county veteran service officer, too.
Yeah, you can get me at 633-2012, 633-2012. We're out in Bravo building on the first floor in the county government center. And right now, your option, if you got out after December 31st, 2009, is to apply to the Discharge Review Board of the Board of Correction and Military Records and ask that they relook at your case. Your chances are not going to be 51%, unfortunately.
That's for sure.
But you need a credentialed expert like we are to help you do that until we can get the whole thing fixed. So.
Well, we want to talk about some really special events and the fact that American Warrior Radio and WMEL, the Talk to Me station, is going to be participating in Brevard Remembers 9/11 out at Space Coast Stadium on September 11th. It's going to be a really jam-packed day. American Warrior Radio is going to be there reporting live. John Harper, the owner of WMEL, is going to be on site there broadcasting. We've got so many events going on. I want to cover a couple of them because out there in Viera by Space Coast Stadium, we're talking here on the Space Coast, so sorry for you folks in Montana listening to this. Look around. There's lots of opportunities for folks to go out and participate in ceremonies. Yeah, Glenn?
No, I was just going to say, I was stationed in Montana at one time, and I wish you were here because I know it's the
dogs
reaching the bad weather stage again of the year, even though it's just summer here.
Well, we're going to have the 5K walk, run, bike the morning of September 11th, starting at 8:30. Encourage you to get a hold of Running Zone. Go into Running Zone and register. You can pick up your packet the Friday and Saturday preceding, so that's the 9th and 10th. So that's the 5K. Lots going on. Encourage everybody to come out and have a good time there.
And your dog.
We're going to escort a piece of I-beam on loan from Rockledge Fire Department number 1 here in Rockledge, Florida. Thank you to Battalion Chief Matson for allowing us to use this. Brevard Remembers 9/11. That's the 5K. That's the motorcycle escort originating from Merritt Square Mall out to Space Coast Stadium.
What time?
We're going to be, the escort is going to be at 10 a.m. All right, so we want you to plug in to avetproject.org, find out what's going on. You heard it here. You can always give us a call or shoot us an email. The other important issue I want to bring up right now, we'll probably have a special guest call in here for a moment, but Uno's. Everybody loves pizza and Italian food.
Absolutely.
Been such a wonderful supporter of AVET Project. Throughout, I guess from September 7th to September 19th, Uno's is going to be conducting a fundraiser. You can go online and download the coupon. 20% of the proceeds that they get are going to get directed back to AVET Project, and we have selected...
Outstanding.
It is. We've selected the 715th MP Company. That's the Armory right here in Melbourne, Florida, to help with some of their programs through the Family Readiness Group. Kathy Alleman is the new director there at the Family Readiness Group. Great gal, wanting to do things with our active duty troops. So encourage you to go to Uno's anytime, but particularly download that coupon so we can get some of these funds coming in to help us get things going for the folks.
Yeah, and remember that the MP company out there has been deployed several, and I do mean several times, to support the global war on terrorism effort, and they've not been that long since they came back the last time, so support for them directly now is most appropriate.
I want to mention we've got lots of veteran support coming through some of the local businesses, and we had the gentleman on last episode with Cycle Gear. Well, we just held it on Thursday the 1st. Every month, the veterans community is invited to participate in the bike night. So encourage you to get online and check that out through AVET Project's Facebook page. But there's just a lot of things going on. The Brevard Remembers 9/11 event, I really want to emphasize this. Tell your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers. Get out there, participate in the walk, run, bike. If you got a motorcycle, join us at the Merritt Square Mall, southeast corner, right there by the Veterans Memorial Center. to escort this beautiful piece of I-beam. We'll probably have a picture of the I-beam up on WMEL's website out here by the marquee by the station, so you want to check that out. We're actually going to go do that here in a moment.
Yeah, let me also throw in there, my goodness, I can't believe it's already September. On October 22nd, there will be the second stand down of the year for homeless and at-risk veterans, and that will be held up in Titusville at Disabled American Veterans Chapter Home 109, and that's on North Singleton Avenue up there. Just look for DAV 109 phone number in the phone book for Titusville, and give them a call if you want to participate and help as a
Anybody can volunteer?
Absolutely. And that was a really nice big event last year. I think last year was like the 7th or 8th year that it's been going on up there, and they had 240 sticks in my mind veterans, and
a lot of homeless or at risk of being homeless.
We got a lot more at-risk people now who are just one paycheck away from being homeless.
That's for sure, especially here on the Space Coast and the economy in general. Folks, thank you so much for listening to American Warrior Radio right here on WMEL. And as always, Glenn,
don't forget, thank AVET.